This video is for educational purposes only and strategies that I use in my personal portfolio. Nothing in this video guarantees profits or future performance. A financial tectonic shift is coming, and it's coming faster than the mainstream media cares to admit. Most people are looking at the headlines, but they are missing out on the underlying pulse of the market. We are approaching what might be the final massive wealth building opportunity of the next 10 years. If you aren't positioned correctly in the next few months, you aren't just missing the trade, you're likely missing the last big cycle of our decade. And while the crowd is panicking, a silent majority is preparing for the upcoming chaos into generational freedom. I'm going to touch base on all of that in this video. I'm going to show you guys why you don't want to chase oil or the VIX. You don't want to sit in all cash. You don't want to go all in on anyone's stock. You want a diversified plan. Don't chase. We're going to cover everything in this video. First, guys, remember, no more than 5 to 10% of your portfolio in any one stock. There's no guarantees. The market is risky and it's volatile. Protect your capital and be safe. This is what I teach in Discord. It's very hard for some retail traders to understand this. There's a lot of rules. A lot of people lost money from October up until recently when the market started running. Well, now is the time that we make that money back. I've officially launched my 90-day 10 trade challenge. The link to get started is the information box below. Today is the last day. Follow me, copy my trades. I'll be giving you my trades, copy them, precise entries and precision exits. Do what I do, follow along and see how I grew my $900 micro challenge account right there to almost $8,000 in a year, and how I grew my $250,000 portfolio right there to 1.7 million. I'll be giving you guys the trades, precision entries and calculated exits. Copy along, follow me. Let's make back some money that we lost in the market in the previous 6 months. Today is the last day to register. You cannot register after today. The link is in the information box below. And as a bonus, I'll be hosting a 3-hour, 3-week class where I'll be teaching you what we did, why we made money, and what to do going forward. You don't want to miss out on this. The 10 trade 90-day challenge begins tonight. Today's the last day to register. Link is in the information box below. Let me show you what I can do for your portfolio, help you understand this market as it's getting ready to kick off this year. So you don't want to chase the VIX, and I'm going to show you guys, you don't want to chase the oil and the VIX, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. You don't want to chase the VIX or the oil. And what I mean by that is when we come over to the VIX, you can see that the VIX goes up and down a lot. Tracking the VIX is like tracking futures. You go in the VIX and try to make some money and it runs and you're trying to hold for profits, then it drops. You don't want to chase the VIX, and you almost certainly do not want to chase oil. This was something that I said a while ago. Oil ran up here, it double top peaked, and this is a triple peak and it's already resisting. Oil's likely to plummet in the coming 2 to 3 months as we get a deal with Iran. There's a lot of people going to lose money on oil. There's a lot of people that are going to make money, but right now it's chasing. I would not want to be getting in oil at 105, even if it runs to 110 or 120 and you say, I could have got in at 105. Well, you're the same type of person that would probably say, oh, it went down to 90 and I lost money. I would not chase oil. You don't want to chase temporaries in the market. The stock market is for investing long-term, safely, with good companies. So even if the issue in Iran continues for another month or 2 or even 3 months, and it takes 6 months for crude oil to calm down, even 8 to 10 months, it really doesn't matter, because in a year and a half from now, probably way less, the crude oil is going to be way down. It's not a long-term play, and therefore it's very risky. You don't want to invest in something volatile like crude oil right now and chase it while it's already at a third double top peak here at 106 almost, especially when we're at the brink of potential agreement. This is something that is very short term and very risky. Another thing is you don't want to sit in all cash either. Sitting in all cash is not necessarily a great idea, because then you're missing out on good companies like Navitas, when I told everyone to get in just a week and a half, 2 weeks ago and a month ago, when it was $7, $8 and it ran to $19. This is something to think about. If you're sitting in all cash, you would miss that. You would have missed the Meta move from 590 to 690, the Microsoft from 370 to 430. These opportunities you would miss. So sitting in all cash is okay if you have millions and millions and millions of dollars and you're okay with making $200,000 or $300,000 a year in your SPACs account, which is the cash that is paid on interest at 3.7% or 3.75%. On every $1 million, you're going to make about $37,000. So on $3 million, you can make $100K a year. That's a pretty small return. $3 million in the stock market is 8%, which is about $250,000 to $300,000. In my Discord, my students that have $2 and $3 million are making like $30,000, $40,000 a month. So this definitely is not good. Sitting in all cash is not good because you miss out on opportunity. You want to understand this right here. This is what you want to look at. This is something to really understand. You don't want to FOMO and chase stocks that are up. You need to be comfortable with buying the blood, okay? And what I mean by that is when you are looking at this chart right now, we are sort of in this range right here for tech, and we're kind of here for the rest of the market. You want to start selling when there's massive euphoria. We're not quite there yet. If tech smashes earnings today, then the market over the next few weeks and maybe even the next few months is going to approach this. I say that somewhere between July and August, maybe September, depending on how things go. It's hard to say exactly, but as we approach all-time highs on the SPY yet again today and tomorrow and through tech, it's going to break new highs if tech crushes and runs tonight because that's market breadth, and the tech sector, the star player, like I've said many times, isn't even in the market right now, and the SPY pushed all-time highs. So if the tech sector tonight, Meta, Microsoft, Google, if they crush, then it's likely the stocks go up, which pushes the SPY to all-time highs yet again. So if the war in Iran is resolved over the next few weeks and we potentially get interest rate cuts, and of course tech crushes today, then you have to look at this is happening over the next couple of months or couple of weeks, maybe even this is going to happen. And somewhere after euphoria, there's going to be the complacency, and after that is anxiety. So right now we have optimism and belief. And with the rates getting cut and the war coming to a conclusion, when that happens, there's more thrill and a lot of euphoria. But then there's complacency, which will happen afterwards. So hypothetically, if the war was to come to an end this week and there was an agreement and the earnings in the tech sector were good, then there'd be thrill and euphoria for several weeks, maybe several months. Then there'd be complacency, where there'd be consolidation. And after complacency, there's usually some anxiety and denial. And that's going to depend on the market, rate cuts, and how the next set of earnings go and the overall economic data on a monthly basis. But then you have to understand that any bad economic data, inflation, stagflation, long-term exposure to high oil prices could drive the price of crude oil and gasoline up longer. So as euphoria and thrill calm down over the next couple of months as we get into summer, midterm elections are in November, then you'll see complacency and anxiety. That's where you're going to want to exit your positions, most likely take profits and prepare for long term. When the drop starts happening, then there's denial and then there's panic. And once the panic is happening, you want to wait for the anger and depression. Anger and depression is where you buy when people are complaining, passive aggression, almost like they are on SoFi right now. Anger, depression, passive aggression. This is capitulation. This is the blood in the streets. Now, I know a lot of people are talking about this right now on YouTube, but we just went through this from October until about a month ago. So I don't think this is happening right now. It could, but I don't see that happening now because right now we're in the optimism and belief, and we're in the beginning stages of thrill in the tech sector, euphoria in some stocks and in some sectors. But in my opinion, if I was to show you where I think we are right now, we're somewhere in here. We still have a ways to go up here. There's still a peak coming and a rush coming, but I want you guys to be understanding it's not guaranteed. It's likely, but it's going to depend on tech earnings and, of course, data over the next month and the new Fed whoosh. You typically want to buy the blood. So you want to be buying when there's anger and depression, and you want to be buying when there's hope. So anger, depression, you're buying. Then when there's hope, you buy some more, you dollar cost average. Even when there's optimism, you can buy, but you don't want to buy beyond optimism, and you don't want to buy before panic. Okay. So we're looking at this chart. Anywhere above this line, you really don't want to be buying, and anywhere above this line, no buying at all. You could buy in here as long as you're on this side on the way up. You don't want to buy here on the way down because then you're going to be dollar cost averaging. And what retail, dumb money typically does is as the stocks are running, they're buying here, and then they're selling here and here, or they dollar cost average here and don't wait for anger, depression, and hope. You guys have to understand this is the cycle. This is the cycle of the stock market. And right now, we are somewhere over here, somewhere between optimism and belief. This is the tech rally and the interest rate cut rally and the war in Iran coming to a conclusion rally. So we're only about 30 to 40% of the way through, potentially of where this could go by June or July. We're approaching the halfway point. Tech's not really involved yet because the earnings cycle is about to happen. We already hit capitulation. All of this happened October through February. So now we are over here some, okay? Some stocks are in euphoria, but as an overall average, we're in the belief. We're somewhere in belief right now and we're entering thrill. Want you guys to understand that. So sitting all cash, not a good idea. And you don't go all in on any one stock. This is not a good idea. Right now, we're seeing a perfect storm brewing. Energy costs are rising and a stranglehold is on production and shipping right now, especially with oil. And when the cost to move goods spikes, well, then the price you pay at the register and at the pump follows. And that's when inflation turns into a monster no one wants to face, and it's stagflation. It's the scenario that keeps the Fed up at night because their usual tools simply don't work here. And most portfolios absolutely will be shredded in this environment. But here's the secret. I want you guys to understand, a seasoned investor, blood on the streets isn't a signal to run. It's a signal to shop. Don't click away. Don't buy anything just yet. Just listen, because this is essentially a wax on, wax off scenario. Okay. This happens in the market over and over again. It's one is panic and capitulation. Two is belief. Okay. And then after we have belief, which is number two, number three, we start getting hope. Four is greed. And then 5 is fear. And then 6 is panic. And they're back to 1 again. It's literally a circle. This circle just keeps repeating itself. Sometimes it takes a year. Sometimes it takes 3 to 5. This cycle is usually every 3 to 5 years, roughly. I'm right. We've had a lot of it over the last couple of years. So this is what I teach in my Discord. If this is confusing you, or maybe you just don't understand everything I've been talking about, I totally understand. There's a lot going on and a lot to digest. And it can be very frustrating, especially in this market, not knowing what to buy. Or maybe you missed my Navitas call when it doubled or more than doubled. Maybe you missed my Microsoft and my Meta call, and you've lost money over the last 6 months since the market was down. And now that it's up at all-time highs on the SPY and other sectors, not tech, but other sectors, maybe you're trying to make your money back. Well, that's why I launched my 10 trade 90-day challenge. The link to get started with that is in the information box below. Follow me and see what I do. I'll be giving you the precision trades and entries and my calculated exits. And not only will you get my precision entries and calculated exits and follow along with me, I'll also be hosting a live class, 3 hours, 3 weeks long, showing you what we did, why we made money, and what to do going forward. Don't miss your opportunity. Let me show you what I can do for your portfolio and to help you grow and understand. Follow along. The 10 trade 90-day challenge link to get registered is below. Last chances today. We're cutting it off tonight. Don't miss your opportunity. As long as the link works, it's active and you can register. Don't worry about anything else, because once we cut it off, the link won't work. So as long as the link is working, it is active. We will kill the link. It'll be dead when it's no longer active. So you don't have to email me and ask me if it's available. If the link works, it is available, but we will be cutting it off tonight. You don't want to miss out on this opportunity. I look forward to seeing you on the 10 trade challenge. So the next thing to understand is you want to diversify. You don't want to be all in one stock. You want to understand that if you are going to be positioning yourself properly, you want to be like Warren Buffett. Position yourself, diversify. You want to have good stocks long-term that have good growth potential. You want some high growth, high beta stocks, but you also want low beta and safe stocks that will also grow. For example, if you must add a stock like Navitas, you want to add it in a small position to be safe, but you'll also want to consider adding some Microsoft as an example, because it is a low beta. So that would give you exposure to tech, but it would give you a safe play and a growth play. As an example, you'd also want money in finance. So you might want Visa or Bank of America. You want to diversify. You have to understand diversification is the key. And you also want to have a plan. This is critical. A plan, not only diversify, but a plan. You can't just start throwing money everywhere. You want to calculate the current stock price of maybe a ticker that you're looking at. You want to see what they've done for earnings. You want to study their PE, their price to sales. You want to understand that company and figure out what you're willing to pay. Maybe you sell put options, maybe you buy the shares. But as an example, you want to plan your entries. You want to have a plan to get out if things don't work, and you want to decide if you're going short-term, mid-term, or long-term on your investments. Remember, Warren Buffett said in the stock market, it basically is patient people taking money from impatient people. You must be patient, follow your rules, don't over leverage, be safe. And if you follow these rules and you follow these methods, you should do very well in the market in time. Overall, there's a huge opportunity, and in my opinion, Lyft is looking good. Earnings should be strong. Microsoft is also looking good. My dark pool says 82% chance of a beat and a 70% chance of a strong beat. Meta also has a 90% chance of a beat and an 85% chance of a strong beat based on my dark pool data. Two other really good stocks. Oracle is also very strong, even though there's OpenAI concerns. Oracle is very good long term, but risky, but still a lot of potential on the table. Grab is another very strong stock because Grab has a $500 million buyback. This is a stock that very well could see $5 or even $6 by end of summer going into the fall, which is essentially double your money. These are strong stocks. NIO's also fairly good stock and is doing pretty well. And they have a lot of things that are going their way. Their finances are decent in order. They're growing year over year. It's another potential investment long term that you could make money on. And there's a lot of these in the stock market, but there's rules you have to follow. And you have to understand that when stocks are beaten up and capitulated, that is the time that you want to be looking to enter. And as an example of this, right here on Meta, I bought call options down here at 520, $650 call options for January 2027. And look where the stock reached. $690. These call options are in the green significantly, and this is how you make money. And overall, the market, there is still a lot of room. And as the war comes to a conclusion, and we do get interest rate cuts, whether it be the beginning, the middle, or the end of summer, historically, it shows us the markets rally after these types of events, and it also rallies after midterm. Leading up to midterms, then it dips, and then for a few months, it's a little bit lower, and then it runs and rallies after midterms. This is historical data that shows all this. And I also want to point out that in the moments of capitulation and when the market does bottom out, stocks that are going to do well are Microsoft. Stocks that are going to do well when the market bottoms out or has a capitulation usually is Microsoft. Another stock that typically does well in these circumstances is Coca-Cola. And there's also Colgate-Palmolive. These are usually the companies that stabilize during downtrends, including Bank of America. This is another usually strong stock depending on market conditions, but usually this stock is another one that treks very stable in an unstable environment. And if the market does pull back and sell off at some point in time, when it does, or if it does, you want to be positioned in stocks that are safer than high beta stocks in tech or high beta in growth. This way your account doesn't drop significantly. And you want to wait for the market to consolidate after it's dropped. Once you see the panic and the anxiety and the denial and you get into anger, wait for the consolidation of anger and depression into hope. And this is where the rally will fail the others because they disbelieve it. This is where you want to be buying right in here. Okay. And this is what I said earlier. This is where you'll want to buy. So once the market, if and when the market does dip, if it does, and it starts to go down, you wait for the consolidation and wait for the depression and anger to start making your moves. And in the disbelief, that's where you start buying stocks like Navitas or Serve Robotics, NIO, these really high beta growth stocks, but you also want to follow the rules. No more than 5 to 10% of your portfolio in any one stock. And this is where generational wealth is made. And as an example, Navitas is just one recently when I told my Discord and I told you all here on YouTube to get in down here at 8 and it ran all the way to 20. So if you put $10,000 in, then you made like $12,000 or $13,000. You made more than double your money. It's like more than a 2.3x return. This is definitely an example of how things could go. Imagine if you position yourself in multiple stocks like this. But remember, the stock market is risky. Be safe, protect your capital. There's no guarantees and no more than 5 to 10% of your portfolio in any one stock. And I hope to see you all in my 10 trade 90-day challenge. The link is in the information box below. Time is running out. Today is the last day. I will see you soon. One love, fam.